System 8, Design, Komandor Professional, Ready-Made Core. To use Ready-Made Core, select the Komandor Professional library. Then set the room dimensions. The tray contains 16 ready-made core that are fully editable and can speed up design. The first group includes light core, backless core, and core with a top strip. Let's set the width. As you can see, we've inserted a ready-made core with a front, which we can fully edit. We can change the full floor to a strip. We can set any number of divisions. We can disable or enable the overhead compartment and change its height. Remember, you can't delete any of the elements because they are controlled by the parameters of the entire core. If you want to edit the corpse further, you can ungroup it. This will remove all the parameters that were previously present, and the core will no longer be a group. It will now consist of separate elements. This gives you full editing control over the core. We can remove the front or do just about anything. Let's insert another corporation. These are corner core, left and right. Here we also have the option of configuring the divisions, the overhead compartment, and changing the floor to a strip. The next group includes freestanding units with sliding fronts or core for hinged fronts. Let's insert a core with a sliding front. We can immediately change its color scheme. As you can see, in just a few clicks, we have a finished unit with a solid back and, most importantly, all the fixings already set. This allows the entire unit to be immediately drilled on a CNC machine. Of course, the unit is also fully editable. For more editing options, you can ungroup it. Let's insert a frame for the hinged fronts. Due to the design, depending on whether we have a built-in shelf or not, we need to add the hinged fronts ourselves. To do this, open the group, use the spacebar shortcut, and then add the hinged fronts to the wardrobe from the Fronts tab. Select the overlay fronts right-sided, set them to twin. Also insert a front on the left and right sides. In this case, set the left-sided overlay to twin. Done. We can hide the fronts and freely design the interior element by element. The storage unit also includes corner frames with sliding and hinged fronts. The final group is open wardrobes. We can add straight wardrobes, corner wardrobes with one overlapping side, U-shaped wardrobes, and corner wardrobes with an open corner. Let's enter the dimensions. We can set the remaining parameters once we have the entire corp in view. As you can see, in just a few moments we have a finished wardrobe, which we can fill with elements tailored to our client. We can freely change the number of partitions on the left and right sides. We can disable or enable the overhead shelf. We can also change the type of corner module from rods to shelves. If we want additional editing options for the corp, we should ungroup it, which will allow us to remove elements such as backs and other structural elements. Let's move on to the interior elements. We can fill the interior as we wish. Select all the shelves to distribute them evenly. We can add drawers. Select their number. In this case, we will use inset drawers. Next, we will add rods. Let's also arrange the right side. Align the shelves evenly. As you can see, the module inside has a different number of shelves. We can change this. We can also disable the overhead shelf if needed. We'll also add drawers on the right side. Let's select 2 shelves to align them. Let's insert a hanging rail and a module with 3 drawers. Done. As you can see, pre-made cores significantly speed up the design of complex built-ins.